Good afternoon. This is Miss Dean. I wanted to jump on and do a quick little video about something that I'm always watching, which is my dollar. In my financial literacy class, we're going to talk about budgeting and financial planning and savings and how to create a budget, what you can do to save money, how you can save money so you can reach your financial goals, no matter what that may be, whether it's for a vehicle or whether it's for that brand new iPhone, just whatever your heart desires, you have to budget for it. So I don't have a lot of the tools that I would need to do hands-on projects here that I teach in my CTEC classes. However, some opportunities have presented themselves throughout the summer, but one of the things that I do teach also is financial planning or financial literacy, things of that nature. So I thought I would show you something that I learned growing up, and it helps with a budget. It helps with your financial goals. And again, it just puts forth a little effort. So here's what we've got. Budgeting. Let's see if we can save some money. So I wanted to show you something that I have done or that I did over the weekend. And I was doing some pictures and recording while I was trying to do it. So pardon the amateur video person here. I mean, I'm not the best at this. So let's get started. Let's see what we have here. All right, here we go. Look at this. These are tomatoes. You can buy them in the grocery store, but why would I want to buy them when I can grow them myself? Okay, so I purchased a couple of tomato plants back in May, I guess it was, and I planted them and I have taken care of them. I've, as far as gone out there and got the weeds out of them and pampered them, but it didn't cost me anything pretty much other than just buying the tomato plants. And I actually paid about $1.50 for each plant. And I put out enough that I can eat them and make things with them as well. So this was one of the first harvests I got off, and this was actually, I'll be real honest with you, I started to make another batch as well, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'll let you show you the additional savings. So this is the first harvest that I got off, and these all came out of my garden. And as you can see, there's some vinegar back here, and there's a package of salsa mix. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make salsa. I'm going to show you what I did out of my garden, what I grew, what I bought, what I grew, and I'm going to show you how much money I'm going to save at the grocery store. First of all, my family, my spouse, and my children love Mexican food. They love it. They love salsa and chips. It's not unusual for them to pull out salsa, every day or at least every other day when they first get home, whether it's from school or from work, and eat some chips, just a few bites of chips and salsa, something to tide them over until supper's ready. So salsa is a big item in our house, okay? So these are the tomatoes that I grew. All of these came from my garden. Very easy to do. Okay, so here's what I did. I took them and divided them into two pots, and I put them on the stove top, skins and everything on, until the water came to a very high simmer, and I simmered them for 3 minutes, and then I peeled them, which is very easy. I just cut the tops off, and by simmering them, the skins just slide right off. So it took me like minutes to do all of those tomatoes. So this was the end product. So I put them in a bowl, and we went, oh, here we go. That's what they look like after I got all of the skins off, which was really, really simple to do. Now, after I got all of the skins off, I put them in my food processor because I want the consistency of salsa. I don't want chunked up big old chunks of tomatoes. My family likes it a little chunky, but a little smooth. So this is what I did. I actually just popped it in the food processor, pulsed it until it got to the consistency that my family likes. And that was really simple to do. So we just keep going a little bit more and keep going because there's a second batch that I had to do. Then I got it all in the back into the pot, all I had to do was add my vinegar, and it was like a half a cup of vinegar, which I buy in a big container. So I use it for multiple things. So it's just pennies. Then I put my salsa mix in and I mixed it all together. Once I got all of that mixed, I put it on the stove. While it was on the stove, I bring it to a boil, and I bring it to a high boil, and then I put it down on simmer for 10 minutes and let it cook. And then basically after that, of course, it's come to a boil and I stir it occasionally. Then it's done. After 10 minutes, I just take it out and just let it cool. I just take it off, let it cool down really good. I need it to get to really room temperature because it's very, very hot. So let's look at a few things. This is the back of the package of the salsa mix that I use. It has all my seasonings and my herbs. And that particular pack of seasoning only cost me about $1.50. I think maybe it was very minimal. It was about $1.50. But one of the things that I like to do, again, when I'm cooking, when I'm growing my own vegetables, when I'm growing my own fruits and vegetables, I get to control the ingredients that are going in. In this particular case, the ingredients in this is very, very simple. It's just got some onion and bell peppers and some jalapeno and garlic and chili pepper. It's very low in carb. And for some of the kids who've had me in my class know that I don't eat a lot of carbs. So just letting you know, I always watch this. Even though tomatoes have a natural sugar in them, I still limit my intake of them. But I'm able to control everything from the growing process to what I'm eating, and I'm going to show you how I've saved money. So this kind of just lets you know about what's in there. I'm able to control the ingredients, and this is what it looks like after it has cooked and chilled on the stove, just kind of hanging out for a while. Okay, now here is what we produced out of those tomatoes that you saw at the beginning of the video. And going through that process, and I will be real honest with you, the entire process, counting the cooking time, only took me maybe 45 minutes. On average, it should only take me around 30 minutes to 40 minutes. However, when you're videoing and you're taking pictures, it took a little longer, but that's okay. So it doesn't matter. It's a very, very quick and simple process. So of what you saw at the beginning of the video, here is what I have. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I put that one in a jar because it's going in my refrigerator because it's fresh, and my family's going to want to eat it. So I have 5 pretty much 16 ounces is in each container. Actually, there's 6 of them. I don't think that the picture shows the one down here. I went online and checked the average jar of salsa is 16 ounces. You can get 24, but the average jar is 16 ounces. So in each one of these, I measured out 16 ounces exactly and put it in each container. So I got 5 to 6. Okay, 16 ounces each of salsa. If you go to your local grocer, and every grocer is going to vary within a few pennies of each, but on average, the jar of salsa, if you get a store or get a good, I shouldn't say a good brand, but if you get a brand you like, okay, it's going to cost you on average around $2.98. You might as well say $3 per jar. Or you can get the store brand, which is going to cost you about $1.50. Well, if you take into account my tomato plants, how much I paid for them, and what I paid for my seasoning, and how much salsa I got, which we're going to say it's 6, because like I said, you can't see this one down here. So I got 6 of them, 16 ounces of salsa. I actually only pay for about 88 cents a jar. So if you came to Mrs. Dean's salsa factory and I was selling this, it would be 88 cents is what I would pay for it, okay? If I go to my local grocer, I'm going to pay $1.50 or I'm going to pay $3. So I got 6 of these. 6 of these for 88 cents is pretty much what it cost me to grow the tomatoes and make these. But here's the twist. I was actually able to harvest even more tomatoes, and I got 6 more 16 ounces each in every one of these baggies. Now this one I'm going to put all of this in the freezer, but I'm going to freeze these flat because it'll save me space and I can make more salsa because my tomatoes are still producing. So at this point, my tomatoes have already paid for themselves. So these 6 jars of salsa pretty much is free now. The only thing that I was out expense wise was the $1.50 ish that I paid for the seasoning. The vinegar I'd already bought and I use it for multi-purpose, so that was pennies. So you might as well say for $1.60, I've got 6 more jars of salsa to eat throughout the wintertime. So wrapping it up, I guess the best way to say is I bought the tomato plants, I grew the tomatoes. It took me on average a half an hour to make 6 jars of salsa that I'm going to put in the freezer that I'm going to eat throughout the wintertime. My family's going to be able to enjoy fresh tomatoes, ingredients that I can control. It's healthier and it's cheaper. So the bottom line is, again, I'm budgeting. In my financial literacy classes, I talk about how to make your money work for you, how to get the biggest bang for your buck. So this is one way that I do it for my family. I grow my fruits and vegetables during the summertime. I freeze them or I cook them and can them, whichever method I'm going to use. So I use them throughout the wintertime. So I always have something that's healthy, it's fresh, and I am saving for a financial goal that I have in line or in place for me, whether it's a year down the road or 3 years down the road. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. There's going to be more videos coming, and I'm always going to be talking about budgeting and how I can save money, and I either am able to help my children or I'm helping myself financially for my retirement, for my future. So I hope you enjoyed it. And yes, there's fresh salsa at the Dean's house, and this is how we roll. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day.